This is Rob Tebbutt for ID Boxing. Delighted to be joined by former unified heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Ruiz. Andy, nice to see you. How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me here. And, we're just ready for September 4th.
Ready for September 4th, indeed. You got yourself a big fight against Luis Ortiz. Let's just talk about that first and foremost. How did we get to September the 4th, Andy Ruiz against Luis Ortiz?
You know what? Like I tell everybody else, I did not want to cherry pick any other fighter. I think Luis Ortiz is one of the top 10. I wanted a challenge, and that's exactly what we're getting. Luis Ortiz is a hard-hitting guy. His only two losses was against Wilder, a tough guy that's been champion for so many years. And I gotta climb back the ladders, and this is the way to do it. And by winning someone that's big and strong, and that has impressive wins, that's exactly what I needed.
Andy, you mentioned there getting a big win under your belt. Your career's been full of highs and lows. You had the close loss to Joseph Parker in New Zealand. You had that brilliant win against Usyk-Joshua in New York, then the loss in Saudi. How crucial is it that we see the best version of Andy Ruiz on September the 4th?
It's hard. You could say, oh, I'm gonna do the best thing that I can, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But I think we've been training so hard. We had a long training camp. Because of the long layoff that we had. I had surgery on my right knee, and right now I feel like I'm in a good state of mind. I got my own gym, we got our own team, I got my fighters that are looking up to me, that I got to set the example. I got to be working hard, double as hard that they're working in, so they could be motivated as well. But this is an important fight, and I feel like I need to win this fight. And there's some pressure up in my belt, and this is exactly why I wanted to pick a hard fight. I'm not saying this is gonna be easy or anything. There's gonna be a challenging fight, especially me first fighting a lefty. It's gonna be crafty, but I feel I have the tools. I'm pretty smart in the ring. If I have to adjust, I will adjust. But I'm ready. I'm ready to take the obstacles of whatever he brings.
You mentioned that new team, Andy. You've had a lot of trainers in your career. Your last fight, obviously a little while ago now, against Chris Arreola, you're no longer with Eddy Reynoso. Just talk to me about the reasons behind that and how you settled on your new team.
I think the gym, of course, I needed a new gym. I think every fighter wants their own gym, their own facility where they could go and train whenever they want. If it's 1 a.m, boom, you know what? I want to go to my own gym, do that. And, me and Eddie and Canelo, we're in good, good hands, nothing. We didn't fight or anything like that. They're really good people. I learned so much from them, and especially from Canelo. But I feel I needed this time, and the new trainers that I had, they're giving me 100% time, and we're focused on what we need to do, and Canelo has a big fight on September 16th or 17th, and I feel everybody needs their own little time.
You mentioned, I was going to come on to Canelo slightly later, but as soon as you mentioned him there, let's talk about him. His last fight against Dimitri Bivol didn't go his way. What did you make of his performance? What do you think maybe went wrong for him that night?
Like he even said, he didn't have to pick that fight or anything. He did that just to see what he could do, and I think maybe if he trains a little different of what he should do for Bivol, I think he could still get that win, man. And he's a really smart fighter. He's a good champion, and even if he sticks down on his weight, he's still going to be champions for many years. But like I said, that's just something that he wanted to do, something that he wanted to do for himself, not for anyone else. And and he did it.
Back to yourself and Luis Ortiz on September the 4th. It's a fight between two legitimate top 10 heavyweights in the world. People will always look at what comes next for you after that. I'm sure you're not looking past Luis Ortiz, but it's part of my job to look past him for you, I guess. Deontay Wilder has announced that he's looking to return to the ring. Now, from the outside looking in, yourself and Deontay Wilder, maybe Cinco de Mayo next year, is a massive, massive fight. How much of a motivator is that for you, a potential bout of Deontay Wilder?
That's one of the dream fights that I always had, in my bucket list. But like I said, like you said too, and like I said, that first I got to get past Luis Ortiz. I got to win impressively. I know we're both. I know he's saying that he's gonna knock me out, or it might not go the distance, but we're ready if it goes the distance. You know, we're good. We're doing 10, 12 rounds, 13 rounds in sparring, so the conditioning is there. We're ready, and the main thing is just winning. You know, the knockout will come. If it comes, it comes. If not, we're ready for the 12 rounds, and of course, that's a dream fight. You know, against Wilder. He's been one of the top heavyweights in for a few years. You know, nobody really likes to fight him. Like nobody really likes to fight Luis Ortiz, but I'm taking the risk to fight him, and hopefully, God willing, it'll go my way on September 4th.
Andy, a lot's made about your weight, obviously, in your career as a heavyweight. Your last fight, you were 256 for the Joshua rematch by your own admission. You know, you weren't in optimum shape. You were 283. What do you think is a good weight for you? What can we expect to see you weighing in against Luis Ortiz?
I think I'm gonna weigh exactly like right now. I'm not focused on losing weight. I'm not focused on nothing like that. I was just being in shape, um, feeling ready, you know, feeling good. I want to be the same way like when I fought Anthony Joshua the first time on June 1st. I think I need to carry that weight good. I want to be explosive. I want to be strong, and especially, you know, Luis Ortiz is not a small guy, so I feel I need to carry that weight and to have that extra power. So I'm gonna be like at 260 something for sure.
And we spoke about one of your ex-gym mates in Canelo Alvarez. Another one of your ex-gym mates, Ryan Garcia, recently boxed against Javier Fortuna. Just want to know, one, what did you make of his performance? And two, he's calling out Gervonta Davis. He's adamant that that's the fight he wants. How would you see that fight playing out between Tank and Ryan Garcia?
No, you can't underestimate Ryan Garcia at all. You know, he did what he had to do against Fortuna. Maybe it wasn't a hard opponent like everybody wanted to be, but you know, he got him out. He got him out of there, and I think Ryan Garcia is a good fighter, man. He's fast, he's slick, he's explosive, he hits hard as well. And you know, Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. You know, he's a beast. He's a gorilla in there. And but like I said, you can't underestimate Ryan Garcia. I know a lot of people are saying that that's not a good matchup for him. That's not a good fight. But all he needs is an opportunity, man, an opportunity to win, just like how they gave me the opportunity against Anthony Joshua, and look what happened. But he just needs to, you know, just be hungry. You know, be hungry, and if he thinks he could win, he could win. You know, that's the most dangerous thing that a man could fight over is his confidence and being hungry.
You mentioned Anthony Joshua. I was there on that night in New York. I was there for the rematch in Saudi Arabia. We're about a month away from Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk 2, obviously in Saudi Arabia. Just want to know your feelings on that fight, how you see that fight playing out.
I mean, if Usyk doesn't do the same thing that I did, you know, I'm sure he does it. You know, he's not, you know, because he's been on top of the game in the cruiserweight. He's been undisputed in the cruiserweight, and you know, I think it could go either way. You know, I know Anthony Joshua has a new trainer, Robert Garcia. He's over there trying to show him the Mexican style, to be aggressive, to throw a lot of punches, to be first, to come at him. But you know, Usyk is an awkward fighter. He's an awkward lefty fighter, and that's exactly why we picked the lefty as well, just in case we have to go through Usyk. So even in the sparring, you know, it's a little tricky, but we adjust to it. And I'm pretty sure if Anthony Joshua's been sparring a lot, because that's exactly what helps us, you know, the sparring and having different styles in there, he could adjust.
What was your experience of fighting in Saudi Arabia? Of course, you're the only heavyweight that's boxed out there with Anthony Joshua. How did you find the whole experience?
You know, it was a lot different, you know, but from the things that I did not do right, you know, from me not training the way that I was supposed to, of me, you know, going here and there, everything happened so fast. My dreams came true. I feel to this day, sometimes I regret of the things that I should have done, you know, and the things that I didn't do. And like I said, I got to climb back up the ladders, and I know now exactly what to do and what not to do. But it was an amazing experience out there in Saudi Arabia. People are really nice. There's a good atmosphere, and you know, it's going to be a hell of a fight out there.
Last quick couple from me, Andy. I appreciate your time. I know you've been doing a lot of media. on Anthony Joshua, you mentioned there about not preparing right for that rematch and ultimately losing your heavyweight titles, which was, you know, a dream for yourself from when you were a young boy. Do you feel like you've got unfinished business with AJ? It's 1-1. Is that a fight, a trilogy bout, something that you want in the future?
Of course, you know, that's something that we should have done. You know, once he beat me over there, there should have been a trilogy. You know, I should have had one more opportunity to get back those belts, and just like how we gave him the opportunity from the rematch. You know, but you know, things happen. You know, he lost. He ended up losing again against Usyk, and you know, the best man wins. But of course, there has to be a trilogy, you know, even if he loses or he wins, if I lose or if I win, there's has to be a trilogy someday and somehow.
Okay, and final one from me, of course, back to yourself in that big fight against Luis Ortiz on September the 4th. It's actually my birthday, so a nice birthday present for me on September the 4th.
Ah,
Staying up
nice.
until the early hours of the morning to watch you fight. What can I expect to see on September the 4th when you fight Luis Ortiz?
Well, you know what? It's gonna be my birthday on September 11th, and you know I'm trying to get a birthday knockout and a birthday victory. So hopefully we do that for you and for myself as well, man. Get that birthday victory on September. Obviously, you're a Virgo, so you know we got to get it.
Okay, well, Andy Ruiz, thanks very much for speaking to myself and ID Boxing. Always a pleasure to catch up with you. Look forward to seeing you in the ring on September the 4th against Luis Ortiz.
Same here, brother. Thank you for the opportunity, and it was a nice interview. Thank you.